back at it again after a little bit of a hiatus. For those of you who checked out the little subcast that I put out, we were out for 2 weeks. I was taking the classes, facilitating and taking a class down in Charleston, College of Charleston. So, in a way, it's nice change of pace, nice change of scenery. Not really the first week, because the first week I really didn't get to get out. We were just uber busy and all that kind of stuff. But you said you listened to the Mini podcast, and it was just about that relighting that fire,
honing the craft,
just kind of like resparking that fire, or if that fire's going, just that much more. And we had our guys off. It was wrestling camp season, so we had people at wrestling camps. Our guys got to go to 2 different camps. Some of our guys went to more, but so we went to the Hillcrest camp. Hayden Hidley, world team member, was there, which was which was awesome. And then they went to Chattanooga, and I don't know if you saw this, but I guess who one of the clinicians out there was. He's actually got he's since moved out there, and he's got a club out there, and he's working out of Chattanooga's room until he gets facility and room built.
Who's this?
Former world team member and Olympic member, Dan Dennis. So Wildman moved down to Tennessee. He said loved the area, you would like it too. With all the outdoor stuff and everything else.
Sorry, I had to ignore a call.
Yeah, that was funny. But all the outdoor stuff and the nature and mountains, kind of mountains and hiking and climbing, just everything out there. It's kind
So you
of
said he's on a club team?
Yeah, so he started a. Is drawing a blank on it right now with the name of it. It's not Wildman, but that's his name. But so he started a club team out there, so he'll be working with youth and groups out there and doing that. So I think that's going to be just another big boost for Tennessee, which is I kind of relate to Tennessee, kind of like South Carolina programs coming up. We've got the Limestone added the women's group. PC added men's and women's.
Yep.
Tennessee has UT Chattanooga, Carson Newman, and some other places out there. But both of them are kind of remind me of somehow Georgia's kind of ahead of the curve. It seems like they get a lot of recruits and stuff like that. But just in general, it's good for the South. With programs growing and stuff. So I think it's really cool that it's not just staying up north or Midwest or all the way out in California.
It's time for
it's good for the South, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's time for wrestling to kind of make its way down here now. Not saying that it's not, but it's
just
not as popular.
Not as popular.
It's not as understood.
Not just wrestling, but another thing that's I think big for the South. Did you see Wonder Boy?
Wonder Boy, yes. MMA's coming to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
Well, because he called out he wants Lawler, and he wants that in South Carolina.
They I think it's. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed yet that South Carolina's gonna
be able to do it or get it.
Yeah, but it's looking like that it's going to be. I don't see anything holding it back. We have amateur events all over the place now, and
lots of amateur events. And
some semi-pro events like LFA's been around here. I would be excited for it.
I would definitely go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it does happen, they're saying it could be as soon as the end or early next year, mid next year, which would be great.
The last time I saw an event in the Carolinas was actually got my brother-in-law tickets for it. Was when it was in Charlotte. We drove up there, and it was before they had as many pay-per-view fights, and it was a UFC fight night. I think it was Friday night.
Was Justin on that card? And then
no, this was before Justin. This was when Roy Nelson versus the skyscraper dude.
Ooh, Stefan Struve.
Yeah, that was the main event.
Yeah.
It was those guys, and they were both kind of up and coming, and it was really cool. It was in Charlotte, so it was in the Carolinas, even though it was North Carolina. But it seemed like that was it, and then nothing else ever came back around. So I think it's about time for stuff to come around. The South is growing. The South is, I think people are finally starting to recognize the South is more than just NASCAR and college football.
And baseball.
And baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a lot more to offer. It's got different things going on here. So, hopefully all that comes through.
Yep.
Wrestling, MMA, everything else. So, shout out to the South. Come on, let's get some stuff.
They got some of some of the top contenders in the amateur MMA ranks are around the southeastern area.
Yeah. So
whether it be Georgia, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah. So awesome with big stuff coming this way. So, or hopefully
Yeah.
more big stuff coming this way. You know.
So how was Hayden Hidley at NC State?
Dude.
Well, at the camp.
Well,
or
he
whatever.
was awesome. I was talking to a parent about it, and sometimes you get a guy that has a lot of credentials and is a really good wrestler. So he's got the name, and people go for the name, but they're not necessarily good with kids, or they're not necessarily good clinicians or able to explain it real well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a guy who does not have the credentials, but oh my goodness, clicks with the kids, explains it in a way that people get it, and you get more out of that person than you would of the high credential person.
Yeah.
And I said, Hayden Hidley, I thought did a great job of being both. I think part of it is he's got a younger brother who I think just signed with NC State. So and he didn't have anybody, like, he was the first, I believe, in his family to wrestle. So having a little brother and just being around other people, I think he's somehow just learned how to show others what he's doing and how what he's doing works so well. So he was really clear. The kids enjoyed him, interacted real well with him. He was able to show what he was doing and everything else. So I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him a lot. So he was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was
personable, likable. So
I was bummed out I couldn't make it.
Yeah,
because I really wanted to meet him, because I was kind of on his bandwagon, especially around NCAA time. Even though I think I had him losing in the finals.
Who had him picked to win?
Yeah,
I did. He didn't though. Yeah. But I mean, actually, who did wrestle? Knopf, right?
Yeah. No. Did he lose in the semis, or did he lose in the finals?
He lost in the finals to Knopf. Uh-oh, we had a crash at the door. Let's see what happened over here. Did you fall into the door?
Yes.
Why'd you fall into the door?
Because Pika.
Oh, you tripped over the dog? Alright, you coming in here for a second? You gonna say hi? Alright. Ah. Okay. Alright. So you gonna go play with the iPad?
No.
No, you gonna go play with the cars?
No.
No, you gonna stare at the screen? Alright, we'll sit down.
I don't want to play football. I want to play
You wanna
football.
play football? Hey Devin, can you help him out with some stuff upstairs on the week?
He doesn't know.
No.
I do.
Why don't you play with it and use the other controller?
Oh,
Are you gonna play baseball on my tablet?
baseball.
Or do you want to watch Monster Trucks? No, whoa.
Go that way. Go get you some. Go get the goldfish out and put them
I
down the
want to
bowl.
play football with Blue.
Okay. And if you caught the other subcast, I did miss that actually, seeing these little guys. But no, Knopf, because Rutherford, Zane Train graduated, so Knopf was the guy who was wrestling. Knopf's gonna be back next year. Devin actually asked him some great questions, and he handled it quite well. He was like, were you scared to wrestle Knopf? And then he asked him, do you think you'll beat him next year? And of course he was like, yeah. He said he's doing everything that he can to be that person. He wants to be the number one person. He's training right. He's doing what he wants. I thought he was asked if he was scared to wrestle him, and he was like, no, I've been on the big stage plenty of times and wrestled a lot of big names. He was also talking about middle school. He was wrestling Spencer Lee a lot, and then he grew.
Really?
Yeah. So and
Spencer he grew, but Spencer Lee relatively stayed the same.
yeah. So he's running into that guy, that hammer, all the time. So he talked a lot about he hadn't had the success that he's had right now every single year automatically. He's had to wrestle these top guys. He's faced them in the finals. He's come up short with them, but he's continued to wrestle hard, continue to try to go after his goal and everything else. So
Did
I
you
thought
see
that
that
was
picture of
pretty cool.
Spencer Lee and what? It's when they were younger, like I think in the high school, like early high school, freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Oh, it's gonna kill me now. I'll figure it out in a minute. I'll bring it back up. But yeah.
So I thought he did a great job of talking about those things, and it's nice for guys to see somebody that's at the top who wasn't the 4-time state champ. I mean, he was a 1-time state champ. Multiple-time runner-up. To see what it takes. Because a lot of people can relate to somebody who hasn't always been successful.
Mhm.
And I think that's pretty big
Because
too.
it's more than
It's more. It's more common. So people can really see that and see how that goes, and and how that turns out, so that you can, it almost seems more attainable, more real.
Yeah.
Versus the person that's always.
Well, I mean, you look at someone like, for instance, Caleb Sanderson. A lot of people would look at like, oh, I want to be like that. But the amount of people who can go and win 4 national championships. First of all, the selection of people who can do that is already very slim.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, to do it all undefeated, it's admirable, but it's.
Is it attainable?
Yeah, it's somewhat unrealistic, but at the same time, it's like, yeah.
It's the standard that you want to go to, but you
Yeah.
might not be able to get to it. So, all right, let me pause this real quick, guys. I'm gonna check on something, and we're gonna get back to actually what's on our docket, since we, one of the things that we want to talk about, since we haven't actually gone there yet.
No, we
Can you
haven't.
tell we've been away for a little bit?
It's
We're
been a hot minute.
Yeah. So we're back at it. Got a guest here, and we'll see if he behaves. We're trying to up our ratings with cuteness right now. So, Are you gonna put those there? All right. So Final X is kind of where we left off last time. Kind of had the wing bet, and I think we need to break our bet up into 2 things, because we still have the shoe bet going
that
on.
one's going to be probably
So-
closer to September, October.
Yeah, although they've got on their website.
Booyah!
Got a spot for shoes on their website,
Yeah.
but they don't have full images and stuff yet.
Yeah,
but if
they
you
don't.
continue to watch things, there's more and more pictures, more sub clips. Kyle Snyder's been in more and more pairs of them. Every time you see him doing a camp or something like that. So I think it's kind of cool. Did we talk about how Imar has signed with him as well? Last
I don't
time?
think we mentioned it,
Yeah,
but
Imar signed with him.
Imar is now a Rudis athlete.
So I
I
think it's kind of
used
cool.
to not only.
I don't have any shoes on. No, I don't have my Rudis shoes on yet, because
Yeah.
they haven't come out yet.
They haven't sent us some.
Yes. Just throwing that out there for you. Okay, he wants some. Cute. Send him some.
He wears a size 10. Man.
So, but
No!
yeah, stop yelling. You're gonna scare them.
No!
But the second part of the bet, so then I figured we get 2 sets of wings out of this. All right.
Yeah.
So I lost the first bet. Now I'm gonna say, because the only reason why I'm happy about that is because we're gonna have to get wings now to settle the bet. Then we're gonna have to get wings again. Somebody's having to get the next set. All right. Anyway, Final X, 3 different dates. Set our world team.
I got my.
You dropped one? Okay, go get it. Now, I think
No!
our world team is awesome.
It is. They are killers.
I meant to look up something, but we'll get to that when we come break it all down here in a second. But our world team is, like I said, just a bunch of straight killers on there. All right, so
Ah!
we got stuff buzzing. Okay, we'll get that in a minute. So, find the layout of 3 different things. What did you think about that? Did you? I know what I thought about it.
I kind of liked it, honestly. One, because if you would have just had one big event, by the time it was over, you would have been just absolutely drained.
Mm-hmm. I think it would have been too much for one.
Yeah, you also had a lot of great female matches on there, so I think it was a good balance. Other thing is that the way they split it up, you had certain, I don't want to say storylines, but it's you had certain things you wanted to see on each day. For instance, day 1 was, you had Gilman, Dayton Fix. Everyone.
I almost think the first match was the, I almost would have said that should have been the final one that they played, just because that one. Not that the rest weren't star-studded, and I wasn't overly thrilled with any of them. But that one, just having Snyder and Burroughs on the same one, and then the Fix and Gilman was one of the ones that a lot of people wanted to see. So.
Yeah.
And
And
It
then
took you in a little bit.
you had on day 2, we got to see Kyle Dake and David Taylor do their thing.
Oh yeah. So they finally did it. So.
And then day 3 was the big one. We got to see Jaden Cox just
And that's the only
demolish.
And that was really, in all honesty, one of the things I liked about having. Hey, you. We're trying to talk, so you can't be loud. Yeah, it's my little monster here. All right. So one of the things that I liked about it was I didn't get to watch the third one live.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that there were 3 different dates that we were able to watch this.
Yes.
There was because schedules, like you said, sometimes you may not be able to make one, but I was able to see 2 of the other ones. Got the last one on Flow, going back and rewatching matches. So no, thank you. But For those of you listening versus watching the video, all this extra noise is my youngest one. He's out here bouncing around. He's decided to join us today. Normally he goes off and plays with his siblings, but he's decided to stay with us for today. So all that extra noise is him, not us being overly weird. But you know, I really like the fact that I can watch the two we watched live. Devin and I got wings for the first one.
Yeah.
I think we had pizza on the second one. I don't quite remember. Something happened. I was getting ready to leave town, you know, so I wasn't able to watch that one live. Sorry. Don't that's two. Do you need a timeout? Stop that. You need a timeout on video. Okay. Now, but yeah, just getting to watch it. And like you said, it wasn't a marathon. It was like a perfect evening of a sporting event. It was 2-3 hours. And you got to watch one sporting event, and then you got to watch it again and again. And I really liked that layout.
Oh,
I
loved
also
it. Yeah,
liked
it
the
was great.
layout of not watching the tournament all day long and then watching the finals that evening for this particular thing. Because like I said, you just completely wore out by the time the evening is that time around. I see you.
Like, for instance,
Daddy,
when
watch this.
it's kind of like when I went to WrestleMania, that event started.
Oh gosh,
It was like
because you went to the pre-show and everything too.
Yeah,
didn't you?
and it was like 6-something hours long, and by the end of it, I was just like, I'm
I
tired.
think it was like 7 hours of stuff.
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah, like
5 hours of the actual show, 2
Yeah.
hours of the pre-show.
and I mean, I was
It
exhausted.
took me a week to watch it.
Yeah.
Here with Devin.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I can only imagine that's just 5 or 6 hours now. Just imagine having that through an entire day.
So if we're talking,
Yeah.
if we're talking about 2 to 3 hours for each evening on these,
it's
I mean,
just like
that's
watching a regular match. or
6 to
something.
9 hours of watching all that, which wouldn't necessarily be bad. It'd be great, but at the same time, I think this is able to showcase wrestling a little better.
Yeah.
This is able to get get your buddy, call him over, and say, hey, we're watching wrestling. We're watching wrestling. It's kind of like watching a duel, like some of the Big Ten stuff this year. And I really like the format. The only thing that I thought would have been cool is, I don't know how they would have done it. It wouldn't have worked, especially for the last one, which we'll talk about Kuhn in a minute. But maybe like one Greco match
Yeah.
per one.
I
know, yes, because I know they have the Greco World Team Trials and all that stuff. But it'd be nice if like there was somebody that's close by to Lincoln that's from that area, or
Kind of like
something
a Greco super match.
yeah,
Type
kind of like that. It'd been nice to see Kuhn and Robbie on one of the final X's.
Oh, I would have definitely tuned in for that.
At the same time, though,
They still met up, just not.
they met the night before, and then
just
he
not at
flew
Final
out the
X,
next
yeah.
day and came to Final X to
Which,
wrestle
we'll talk about that
Wiz.
too. That's-
So I mean, but to have like one or two matches like that, throughout, maybe not even on all three, but just I understand Greco's not as popular. I get it. I have a love for Greco, but thank you. I have a love for Greco, but I understand not everybody has that love for Greco. Greco is kind of interesting with how it's scored and how everything else is done, and
it's also exciting to see two guys go
it's
upper body.
different,
and
yeah.
wow,
It is different, but I would like to see just a little bit of Greco love on there. I'm not saying it has to be. I understand where it fits on the totem pole things. It doesn't have to be on all of them. It doesn't have to be full. 3 Greco, 3 freestyle, 2 win. Yeah, 1 Greco match on a Final X, maybe 2 that we think, hey, these are 2 big names. Let's put them on here and give them a stage to go on to.
Yeah.
I think they could do that.
And I think you said it before. If you don't like Greco, or if you're not a fan or you're not familiar with it, go watch like someone like Kamal Day.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
like
saying.
he'll get you excited about it.
Watch Kamal Bay, watch Kuhn,
Yeah,
who's
watch
a
Adam
freestyler,
Kuhn.
watch Robbie,
He does them both. Yeah, Robbie.
I think it'd be fun to watch just to see that one, and maybe that little bit of exposure might be what helps get some Greco stuff going. A little bit more exposure going, and they can see that kind of stuff. So I think it's great. All right, let's go to first Final X. Gilman won. We joked about the whole Gilman, Iowa, and me always run against him. But even though he handled Fix, it seemed like, parts of it were, I don't know. I mean, Gilman won. I'm good with him being our world guy. But there were some points where, he was just kind of holding on. I think Fix is the savvier of the two.
Give Fix a couple years or a few
long
years,
term. Yeah, kind of what I'm saying. Like, kind of where they both are right now. If Fix was Gilman's age right now, with like the amount of experience,
it'd be a
and
little
even
different.
in today's Gilman, I wonder what that match would be like.
it'd be
Because there's that youth difference there. Chamberlain Green, yeah, I'm not really surprised with that one. I think we kind of picked just to be different there.
It was a coin toss type thing.
Yeah, and then we both had Burrows and Snyder. I think two things to note from both those matches. One, all right, so Snyder got doubled off the stage. Okay, that was the only points that Gadsden got. But beyond that, it was the Kyle show. I think he's kind of solidified. But I'm glad to see somebody trying to push him because we need depth at that weight. Which is what I was going to get at with Burrows. Burrows has always had depth at his weight with Dake and Taylor and all those other guys. But I like the fact that Imar is there now, and that shows depth. Like, how many times have you seen Burrows hit that double and actually kind of get thudded? Like, it didn't. Like, he
it's
hit
not
that.
like he just blasted through someone. It was kind of like
he
hit a wall.
hit Imar at one time, and I could swear I heard the thud, and
Yeah.
I was like, Imar didn't go over. And I was like, whoa. I mean, did he eventually get tagged? Like, he got leg laced? I mean, that was impressive because that was like another aspect of Burrow's game that we don't see a whole lot of. I mean, we have seen it, but we don't see a whole lot of. But it also shows that, hey, Imar's got stuff to work on. But the fact that he held in there in some of those situations, to me, was impressive. And I enjoyed the fact to know that we have yet another guy that's adding depth to that weight. And we continue to just grow.
And Imar, to me, he kind of has that. He's like the young lion, like just waiting in the shadows. Like, as soon as Burrows slips up, Imar would be on his tail. It's just like.
But it's going to be interesting what's going to happen with the Olympic weights because we won't have all 10 weights.
Oh.
Taylor, I think, is going up for sure. I mean, he's never coming back down. Dake is kind of in between. He's got to choose whether to go up or down. Like, will we see yet another Dake Burrows go around again for the Olympic year?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. So, that being said...
Dake has beaten Burrows before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that weight is just... I don't know. It's so amazing how good that weight is. And especially for us. Like, it's just amazing.
It's a shame that one of them will not be there.
During the Olympic year.
One of those three.
And that's why, like, this year, one of the things that we'll talk about, like, is just amazing. When we look at our final lineup of who we have, like, for this year is amazing for, like, top to bottom with our team.
Oh, yeah.
Second final, Lex. Stieber beats McKenna. Okay. He's got to go potty. Yeah. So, Stieber versus McKenna. Again, another one that
shocked me. So,
yes and no. Like McKenna has the savvy to do it, but Logie Bear just seems to like find a way to prove domestically that he's still got a lock hold on the spot.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Tony Ramos for a while. Tony Ramos had that lock on that spot for the U.S. He also, you can't forget, does have a world gold medal at that weight. So he's no slouch there, but.
I still was a little bit surprised. I really didn't. I was thinking that, not that he. I mean, it sounds not that Stieber hasn't produced. It's just like you said. There's just something about his game that I feel is missing.
Him and Garrett are the same way. They both can score a lot of points, but they both can give up a lot of points because of how aggressive they are. So I think that's what it is with them. But that being said, it's another weight that, like, look, McKenna's still in college and he's challenging Stieber for this spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, again.
Was it 0-2?
Yeah, he won
lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it just, again, shows the depth that we have. We got these young guys that are nipping at the tails of the older guys. And the next week, Dake and Valencia. I mean, another guy in college nipping at his heels, trying to get that spot.
Were you surprised
at
how Dake handled Valencia?
Yes and no. Like, it was one of those things. It's kind of like, wow.
I was hoping it would happen, but I wasn't banking on it happening like that. Like,
I mean, because look at that way. You got Valencia, you got Derringer, you got next year when they say, like, all the Penn State guys will be there, Mark Hall and all them.
But I mean, Valencia has been...
Talk about another loaded weight.
Yeah, Valencia's been, during this off-season, in-season, that's a reference to an older episode, guys.
Yeah.
But no, for instance, Valencia has pretty much shut me up time and time again. Even though I had them to win in the...
He shut him up so much, I'm going to pause him again, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah. So, Valencia continues to... And he's... for a while, it seemed like Hall was that way. But, Valencia, he did it again and again. And, I think he's going to be another awesome person at that weight, and it's gonna be really cool to see
Yeah.
how that weight
Once
goes.
he kind of grows into his body a little. I mean, he's big, but I feel like he could put on a little more size. Not too much.
I
but
don't
just
know. He doesn't seem like the.
Like he's kind of got the. Like I feel like if you put on a little bit more muscle, he'd be.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
All right, talking about putting on more muscle. That's our man who's been growing into his weight, and he's responded back to some of the stuff that I posted, and
Yeah.
never felt
Magic
better.
Man.
Yeah, Magic Man, David
Did
Taylor.
I tell you who reached out to me?
Metabolic Meals
Yes.
or whichever.
They sponsor David Taylor.
Yes, they did.
And
They
I was-
sponsored a few guys.
Yeah,
so.
they sent me some information to use on. I forget how much off a purchase, so I can try their
Good
stuff
shot.
out and
Cool.
shout them out. So I think I might buy us a few meals and try them out, give them a shout out. Maybe we could be sponsored by them as well. That'd be cool.
All right, before we go any further with David Taylor's talking about our sponsor, Roll Soap.
Yeah, Roll
Great
Soap.
Soap. Now, is he moving permanently up
Yes,
to
he's
Idaho?
moving to
or-
Idaho, so
Yeah.
we'll be getting our shipments in now by mail. So
Okay, but I saw that. At first, I thought he was just going on vacation,
no,
and then I saw the U-Haul picture, and I was like, no, wait a minute, that's like sounds like more of a permanent trip.
yeah,
So-
he's
not for anybody's personal stuff, but is
Yeah.
there like a good story with his going
yeah,
up there?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
No,
what's-
there's
okay.
nothing wrong with it. It's
Alright, cool.
they it's just they were wanting to move anyway. They talked
Okay,
about
so
moving a
he's
few different
gonna-
places. I think it's his wife's family. She has family up in Idaho,
Okay, cool.
and they were thinking they're going up there and they're gonna start kind of doing a lot more focusing on the soap company now too, instead of because he also worked another job.
Yeah.
And but yeah, they're gonna start focusing more on the soap. I think they've even mentioned. I hope I'm not. I don't want to spoil that. He's told me. I don't know when it's gonna happen, if it will or not. But he's mentioned possibly doing like hair care, beard care products.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of
Yeah,
talked about that. He's
so-
mentioned it like on some of the not SoCast, but like on your
Yeah.
TRT Curry
Podcast.
Podcast.
So yeah, he
so I mean, he's talked about that, and I kind of was like, dude, he needs to do like a mat cleaner or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Is he? Obviously he's still going to continue to roll up there. I mean,
yeah. He's
does he already got a gym picked out and everything up that
I'm
way?
not sure
or-
if he's got a gym picked out yet.
Okay.
I've talked to him about that. I said, does Idaho even have places to train?
Yeah.
But I know they have good potatoes.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to open a gym too or what.
Well, he
So-
just got promoted to purple belt, so he
Okay.
might.
okay.
He
Cool. All right, well, best of luck to our man.
He
And
just
Roll
was in
Soap.
Trent, too, the
Yeah,
other day.
yeah, he was up there. So
in
best of
Iowa.
luck to Jeremiah. You keep on doing the good stuff with the soap. We'll keep on shouting it out for you. You know, at first I enjoyed saying support local, but we're still going to continue to support Roll Soap for obviously
I'll
continue
still
to
call
support
it
us.
local.
Yeah, it started local, so we're going to go with that. Yeah, that's how we.
It's branching out.
Yeah, branching out. So that's awesome. But David Taylor, kind of won that hands down. There was one instance where I kind of thought that David Taylor scored because dude lightened up and didn't do what Gatson didn't like continue to run it and go
Yeah.
off the stage. But by stopping his momentum, like David Taylor scored. Not to say that he wouldn't have scored and won decisively anyway. But yeah, I think he had that one. Kind of like that was the least. It was the most exciting thing for there because it was David Taylor back in Rec Hall, which everybody loved.
Yeah.
But it was the least exciting because it wasn't like he was wrestling Valencia or it wasn't Fix and Gilman. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
match that
there was
they-
no question.
Yeah, it wasn't a match that they already thought that was going to be hotly contested. Much like the next match from the last final, which was Cologne and Garrett, and those two are just some scoring machines when they wrestle against each other.
And I think you had Cologne. I think you said he was. I think you called him Garrett's kryptonite.
And he had been.
Yeah,
and
I think it was
he did, and he had been. Like things don't seem to work out well for Garrett. But
But he looks
This-
good.
it was in 3 though, so
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it wasn't
yeah.
like. It wasn't like
It's not like a
he
runaway
yeah.
victory.
So he finally made the adjustments I think he's been needing
Mhm.
to finally do it, and I'm excited to see Garrett's style.
Yeah.
Just like I'm always excited to see Stever's style internationally because people don't know what to do with those guys that are shooting
Yeah.
consistently.
Did you see that one double he hit on him? I think
To
Flo.
win it? Yeah.
Yeah, Flo posted it all over there. It was, oh my god.
It was like Jordan-esque.
Yeah,
you
it was just
know,
like that drop, boom, and then explode.
Jordan.
And I was like, oh,
So,
beautiful.
It was. Cox finally. won by more than a point or two. Which is so crazy because he is an alien, and I love to watch him wrestle. And it's kind of like you watch him wrestle and how good he is, and like how fun he is to watch. And to me, I just the freakishly way he can score. And then you look at the scoreboard and you're like, is it really only 3-2?
Yeah.
Is he really down 2-1? Like he still to me, it baffles me that he's ever behind on the score with like his ability and able and how he wrestles. And I'm just always like, wait, I watch him wrestle and I get so caught up in watching him wrestle that I'm like, oh wait, no, he's losing, or he's only winning by 1. I'm like, how is that so? So he finally got a tech fall.
Good to see that pay off.
Yeah, so I think hopefully you can open up some more there. Last match.
So before we get into it though, if y'all weren't paying attention, Adam Coon made the Greco World Team the day before.
The day before, and then came back, flew out.
Hopped on a plane and came to where were they at? What was the final?
That last one was at Lehigh.
Yeah, Lehigh. Flew out to Lehigh.
I don't know where the Greco trials were, but I know you had to get on a plane.
Which you're always gonna have that kind of jet lag even if you're on a plane. Which I mean, and the person he beat too, Robbie Smith.
Robbie Smith was the man and kind of like a legend for real. Had it on lock. Had beaten Coon
100%. I did not think he would beat
in the year. It was at the U.S. Open, or where did he beat him at?
Yeah,
he beat him at. Yeah, so he already had beaten him. It kind of like looked like Robbie still has his chokehold on the heavyweight Greco-Roman spot, which is amazing. Dude's awesome. Love watching him wrestle. But then
Adam Coon came out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And didn't he also have a all heavyweight camp too that week?
Yeah, he did something else. And then did you see where I know you saw? And then he then after he lost to Gwiz, then he goes out and has the tug of war chant.
Yeah,
with all the little kids.
He should have tagged us in that.
And then everybody else did too. So I thought that was awesome. So that just kind of shows his character too. So Coon is amazing.
He is.
I
was really hoping he could do it. Not only as the Michigan homer in me, but
part of me, even though I had Gwiz picked, a part of me thought it'd been cool to see it happen. And then at the same time, though, it's like, dude, how do you train? Like
an animal.
He can. It's like, dude, which one's he gonna Does he pick one to focus on to go to Worlds?
Well, I would say
you go to Worlds for both, or
Now this is my speculation.
It's crazy, but
if it would have happened, here's my speculation entirely.
Mm-hmm.
He would have probably had more of an emphasis on throws and Greco techniques for
training.
because you can still implement those in freestyle, whereas you can't implement all the freestyle stuff into Greco necessarily. And when it came to getting down, hitting leg laces and stuff, whatever he wants to do when he's on top of someone, I mean that's up to him. But that's what I felt he probably could have done.
So overall, I thought that was amazing. But I also thought it was great for our man Gwiz to have another run at that, because in a way, Gwiz is also the young guy. I mean, he's only been on the team for a year, because he's had Zach Ray and some others in front of him before, and Terrell Delagnev and Zach Ray and them, and then they've kind of phased out, and it's Gwiz's time with that. So, so that being said, going down our team top to bottom, I mean, just wrap your head around this for our team, and why I think we can go back to back and win the World Championships again. Thomas Gilman, silver medalist at Worlds. No matter what they say. Green, bronze medalist, if I remember right. And even though you said he might not be the one that you would think would medal, well, guess what? The dude that stood in his way, Chorizo, moved up and is at Burroughs' weight. So we have Green. What you looking for, bud? I need this thing. Looking at the door. It was unlocked. Don't worry.
I've got the picture of the medal list right here.
Okay,
too.
so you got it. So check. So Green is a bronze medalist, right?
We got
silver.
Silver is 57, which is Thomas Gilman.
Oh wait, 65 is
Stieber.
Yeah, because we're going not in order. Stieber.
Okay,
Okay, we'll get you something in 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell he's a ham when the camera comes on him? All right, so 65 we got Stieber, who's a gold medalist. All right. Green at 70 kg is a bronze medalist.
And a silver.
So he's got that. 74, we got Burrows. How many golds is on there?
That's 5.
5 golds, 1 bronze. The funniest part, 2 of our strongest wrestlers, Dake and David Taylor, no world medals because they were behind.
Burrows. You're behind the king. I mean,
Yes, so, and then you have
92. You got
Cox, he's a bronze medalist.
2-time bronze.
2 times bronze medalist. You got Snyder, who's a 3-time gold medalist. And then Gwiz is a bronze medalist. Garrett, 61. Do we have anything at 61?
No, nothing at 61.
I think because that might be one of the new weights then.
Yeah.
So Garrett doesn't have a medal, and then David Taylor and Kyle Dake don't have medals.
Yeah.
To say that our world team,
Hey me.
yes, it is crazy.
Hey me.
To say the ones that don't have medals are Taylor and Dake to me is like
Yeah.
baffling. Like
It
that
is.
is how strong our team is.
Hey me.
And
The
then
ones
you
without medals are Dake and Taylor and Garrett.
No,
Yeah.
get off that one. This one there.
Then you got,
Get off there.
and then I mentioned it to you in the text. I said
said
one of our, I would say our,
sit on that.
You want to sit on this?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be quiet?
Yeah.
That's a lie. Get over here. I see.
but yeah, our weakest point almost is, I would say our the weak link in our lineup, and it's not a knock
And
on
you
him.
can't even call it a weak
No,
link.
you
like
can't.
it's like the guy that
Yeah.
the one who.
I said
You said Green.
I said
But
Green
I-
or Garrett.
See, and the reason why I would argue not Green is just because.
Stand me around.
No, we can't do that right now. Okay, we'll spin it in a minute. I think Green is actually one of our stronger guys because of who's not at the weight anymore. Chamizo went up.
Yeah.
So I think he's there. Garrett's the one that I think is the
I mean,
guy
I'm not-
that
I mean,
is a lot
yeah.
like. I think Garrett and Stever are 2 guys that will either come out and score a lot of points and surprise a lot of people and be in there, or somebody's going to counter on one of their shots
Yeah.
and like expose them for 4 and then play that international style of being able to stay away from them. And I think that's my only scare with those guys. But other than that, man, Gilman's stingy enough to go out there and medal again. Green, I think, without. Hold on, we tickle in a second. Okay, we're recording this. See. Green doesn't have Chamizo. Even with Chamizo and Burrows' weight now, I think that he's still the GOAT.
Yeah.
Dake and Taylor finally medal. Although Dake has the one guy that was really tough. Hey, okay, then go over there. Stop whining. Okay, don't want you to whine on the podcast for everybody. But Dake has a really tough Russian in his weight. Probably the toughest guy.
Yeah.
I think, from my understanding. But Taylor is there, Cox and Gwiz. I mean, geez, we're gonna have some guys. All right, out of that group, who comes away with a medal and who comes away with gold?
A medal?
Can we say they all could medal? Yes.
Yeah.
But
Realistically, I could see people coming away with gold. Minus Burrows, obviously.
Well, I
You
think
gotta have
Burrows, Snyder.
Snyder.
I think we can pull at least one other gold out.
maybe Taylor. Maybe.
Taylor. So that's 3. Dude, I almost want to say that Green could do it without Chamizo at his weight. So
Yeah.
I think we could almost get 4 golds.
I
see
honestly could see Dake doing it too. I mean,
gold or silver.
yeah, he's gonna be
Alright.
podium for sure.
Is there anybody who doesn't place? Let's just because we're gonna homer out so hard if we
If we say
like
Gwiz, Gwiz and Garrett maybe,
Mhm.
maybe those 2.
Yeah, I know it's so hard. I was kind of I don't know like
I might disagree with you, but possibly I don't want to say Stever either.
I almost thought Stever too but
I think it would
Stever
hurt.
and Garrett are my 2 that I worry about. Not worry about, but like if they don't, I think it's because of somebody
Yeah.
scores off their offense. Like I said, they get that 4 on them
Mhm.
and then do that rush and stall.
Yeah.
you know,
I'll
and
go
don't
with-
get called for it.
I'll
you
go
know.
with Garrett and Gwiz, honestly. Yeah, Green, like you said, Chimizo's not there, so you can't really say, can't really count him out now.
Yeah, no. So, and not that he was counted before. I mean, you've got bronze and
No, but
silver.
you do have
like,
a,
you know,
you have
I mean,
a high quality wrestler there that he's gonna.
that's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So,
So
oh, man, how excited would you be to watch Burroughs and Chimizo
No.
go again?
Oh
Like,
gosh.
just I want to see it. Just as a fan
On a
of
dry
wrestling.
mat.
As a fan of wrestling,
Yeah.
I want to see it.
I want to see it on a dry mat where no one's sliding. But if hey, if they were wearing Ruda's shoes, that wouldn't have happened.
You're sitting on over there. All right, cool.
So yeah.
All right, cool.
So I won the bet.
Yes,
The
so we
first
won.
one.
So wings. Before I go to the beach, or by the time I come back from the beach, definitely one of the two.
Yeah.
Either
Either or.
So my man's house sitting for me, but either or, we'll get some wings, and then we will talk about. I think we need to talk about the other stuff because there's a lot of other stuff. There's been a lot of transfers, Sam Stoll drama, with, which really quick, like I kind of confused, kind of not confused. Like, okay, so he shot himself in the leg, but then lied because his friend shot himself in the leg. It happened early in the morning, and he's gonna get in trouble for lying to the cop for trying to protect his friend. It's kind of like one of those weird things. Like,
Yeah.
let's just put it this way. I hope him the best. I hope everything works out. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble. It sounds like he was trying to cover up for a friend, blah, 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 blah. But going back to my original thought, like this happened at 3 or 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
Nothing ever really good happens at 3 or 4 in the
Nothing
morning.
good
when
happens
you're
after
going
2.
out and you're out and about. So just
Yeah.
think about that, my young guys.
Well,
Even my older guys.
so-
Unless you are like
Yeah.
purposely waking up for a road trip, or you're going
Yeah.
fishing or hunting, where you want to be up and make it somewhere when the sun's coming up, and you want to be for that early morning time. That's generally driving or something else, and you're camping. That's a different type of thing. But otherwise, guys, think about it. That hour of the day, not much good is going on. That's generally when this little thing wakes up to come wake me up in the morning. I have to wake him back, okay? And it's literally like, oh, back to bed. You know?
The thing with Stoll though, first of all, you shouldn't lie, period. You shouldn't lie to the police.
Mhm.
But something as far as like just taking the fall for the friend like that, like it's nothing serious. Like it's not like there was any ill will in the situation.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't like your friend would have gotten in that much trouble. I get, he was trying to be a good friend, but at the same time, though, you just don't know what happened. It was that early in the morning. Maybe he didn't think that. Maybe they just weren't clear-headed, possibly, and something. So they called, which made him think he would have gotten in more trouble than he would have.
Yeah.
It was all accidental. So again, guys,
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to say the least.
Okay. So yeah, just remember that with that early morning stuff, guys, and make those right decisions so things, bad things don't happen and come about that. But I think we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. There's a lot of cool things going on. I would say, Flo, stick with this way you're doing with Final X. I know there's a lot of people that have complained about it's too many different events. Like, dude, we want more events to watch. I don't see what people are complaining about having too many different evenings to watch. No, I would love for this to be on every Saturday.
Let me put it to you this way. In the playoffs,
Jeez.
how many games play during the playoffs? Like in football or basketball? There's games every week, every couple of days. And they're popular. We don't have that as wrestling as a sport per se.
For us.
It's great for our sport.
So
And
guys that
I
are
love
complaining about it and saying that you would go to one or that you'd go to it all if it's in one spot, dude, come on. Pick one, enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Let this be widespread and grow things out. And I am all for it.
I am. I love it.
And I really enjoyed it. And I
Hoping
say
to get
continue
new
on.
fans.
Yes, continue to get new fans and go from there. All right, so next time we get back together, just so you know, next week I'm going to be gone. This time will actually be vacation, not classes.
I'll probably post
so,
a subcast where you're going.
Get some subcast stuff going on, some stuff like that. Maybe I might try to do a little subcast just from the Anchor app on the phone, just to have a little something from the beach. But, all right, until next time, guys, we good?
Yeah.
We
Hashtag
good?
Wrestle 6.
Wrestle 6, roll soap from Idaho or from here, local.
Bye-bye.
See ya.